Introducing the legendary Drone and Young. We talk sports, we talk news, inform you who win or lose. It's two dogs, Drone and Yo. We about to start the show. Talk sports then. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show. Two dogs, two dogs, two dogs. Sports talk show.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's the $2 Sports Talk Show coming at you this warm Tuesday afternoon, July 23rd, here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You're on the $2 Sports Talk Show with Drone and Yo. What's going on, Yo?
Man, it's ball season, bro. It's getting closer and closer. Countdown.
Hey, man, I tell you, hey, man. I was driving in here today, and I got the biggest grin on my face just listening to them talk sports, man. The feeling that you get, the chills that you get, just knowing that training camp has started, SEC media day is over with, first game starts August 1st, Hall of Fame game, rookie game, you know the rookie is going to play a little bit. He's not going to sit out because they got to get him ready. You're going to see some ball. Hey, man, it is time, dog. We've been waiting for this for over 8 months. Ever since February ended, we've been waiting for this. No disrespect to basketball, no disrespect to baseball, no disrespect to WNBA. But we all know what's king. I know baseball's supposed to be America's pastime.
That's what it is, bro. A pastime.
But we know what's king is football. And we've been waiting for this for a long time. And now it's here. Boy, it feels good to be in America right
now. Yeah, bro. It's I think we got 40 days for the first college football game. So yeah, I'm ready, bro.
Hey, so what you do this weekend, man?
Absolutely, positively nothing. Next weekend I go to Indianapolis for a family reunion. So we leaving Friday morning. So
that's one honeydew thing out the way.
Yeah, okay. Gotta get that. But then see, I got a double whammy. My wife's birthday and our anniversary is all around the 20th of August. My wife's birthday is the 19th and our anniversary is the 21st. So I got a double whammy.
Well, you getting it out the way, dog.
Yeah, it's right before football season started, right before college, so I can have fun with her that weekend, and then I can be like, all right, you know what time it is.
Yeah, you getting it all out the way, man.
Yeah.
You getting but the good thing, your wife like football, man.
Well, she tolerates it.
But as long as Arkansas playing, she good.
Yeah, if the Hogs playing, she all for it.
Even though they suck, she good.
She didn't actually put a big hog deal on our front door, bro. So I'm trying to find something to counter
the blasphemy, man.
So I'm trying to find something to counteract it, but I haven't found it yet. But I did find this big Oklahoma banner that I can put on the deal, so to overshine it. So I might do that, but
hey, no. What you need to do, get you one of those pin-up grills and put it up under the hog.
To cook it.
Yeah. Put it up under the hog on your dough.
All right, because
get you some Head and Country barbecue sauce. Put it right next to it.
Yeah.
Because
on the refrigerator, she has this big Razorback sticker. So I went and bought a OU sticker. I got a Dallas Cowboy sticker, and then I got an Oklahoma City Thunder sticker. So I kind of put it all around it, and I put the Razorback at the bottom, and I've always put Oklahoma on top of the Razorbacks.
They play TU this year down here, no?
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to that game, man.
Yeah, and then is Arkansas was playing Oklahoma State. I think so, something like that. One of them is playing.
Who cares?
Hey, you said who cares? Hey, bro, did you know SMU was in the ACC now?
Yeah, he's talking about that today, man.
Why?
Because because the ACC is about to break up. They trying to figure out what they can do to keep from getting broke up. They doing everything they can to keep Clemson and Florida State from leaving.
Because they trying to dip, but they trying to go over there to that old the Battle of the Beasts, giant country.
They're trying to go to the SEC or the Big Ten.
Well, no, they need to go into the SEC, going to be with the Giants. Because I don't think the Big Ten gonna help them any. They gonna have to go play them Dogs, them Sooners, them Longhorns, and the Roll Tide. That's where you got to go, bro. If you Clemson and Florida State, why go and play Michigan and Ohio State when you can have a nice state line rivalry with you and Georgia, you and Bama? Why go way up north? And they had to go way out to the West Coast. Clemson's in South Carolina, Florida State's in Florida. Hey, Southeast Conference is where they belong, bro.
We know that. We know that's probably where they end up anyhow.
Yeah, but ACC was trying to say, well, we're not talking about breaking up. We're trying to be together.
They're trying to do everything they can to keep from breaking up.
We're trying to be together.
They know the writing's on the wall.
Yeah. Especially now that OU Texas is there.
They know the writing's on the wall.
They got, 16 teams? The Big Ten got 16 teams?
I'm telling you. All depends on what happened in this playoff this year. You got 12 slots.
And I'm going to say,
if the SEC get about six of them.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
And the Big Ten get about four. That's only two left.
Spots.
And Notre Dame probably end up taking one. So that means there's only one left for a Big 12 team. That's it.
Yeah.
ACC might get left out in the cold. They got to go undefeated.
Yes.
And there's only one team that's going to go undefeated in the ACC.
Yes.
So something's going to happen.
Some got to give.
You got Dabo already crying.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. He already crying.
Hey, did you see who's the new Florida State quarterback now?
The one, DJ. He done been to 30 teams. he done been to Oregon State. He done been to Clemson. He done been to Texas A&M. He done been to Texas. He done been about 95 teams, man.
Now he's the starting quarterback at Florida State. And he's still gonna be trash.
He can't transfer no more, dog. It's got to be his last season.
Man. And if he get drafted, bro, I'm like, boy, he didn't find a way to get in the league.
It's a competition between him and Shago. I'm trying to figure out which one gonna finish first between him and Shago. Because Shago done had them. He done been in college a long time.
Yeah.
So it's between him and Shago, which one gonna finish first? We finally got Bo Nix out of there.
Yeah.
Because Bo Nix been in there for a while.
Yeah, he was
there for a while.
Auburn, Oregon, and no telling where else.
Hey, but we got a good show for y'all today. We got three of the best coaches in Oklahoma on this side of the tracks. We got Coach Blankenship from Broken Arrow. We got Coach Bobby from Sand Springs, and we got Coach Travis from Muskogee.
Bro, you didn't say it right. It's not Broken Arrow. It's Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow.
Hey, man.
Hey, that's what they call it, bro. It's Broken Arrow.
Hey, man.
They don't say Broken Arrow. It's Broken Arrow.
I don't know who your English teacher is, but my English teacher was Broken Arrow.
You not, Coach, how's it pronounced?
B.A.
See?
Okay. Hey, we'll be right back. We'll be right back with B.A., Sand Springs, and Muskogee head football coaches right here on the $2 Sports Talk Show.
Hit a slam dunk like man up. Enemy salty, he ran up. It's a foul move. And one. We say eat, man. Jesus out all my life. I'ma shine bright as a light. I don't need diamonds to shine. I just keep God on my mind, dog. Give him my all till I sign off. Watch me clean like pine saw. Hey, I call God, yeah. Jesus, he the reason I be rapping, singing in the hood and trenches. I don't need a mention. This some time in prison. I got rescued, not arrested. Now I'm living. I be Holy Spirit sipping Bible totes, and I was chosen for this moment. Devil choking home, and you don't believe me. Take a look. A few years ago, I paroled. I was in the basement, just a bed and clothes. Prayer work, I'ma let you know. Now I'm saving souls all around the globe. Preaching Jesus' name, it's the only hope. Yeah, yeah. He's the only hope. He's the only hope. He's the only one that can save my soul. Yeah, devil get mad cause his tactics whack. I be stopping on the devil like back to back. Yeah, back to back. Like back to back. Yeah, back to back. Like back to back.
I forgot that people to assist. Consumers curved with the dish. MJ follow two fish. Isolation, big risk. Yeah. All we do is win. Resist the devil's sin. Back to fin. Forget the glamour and glitz. He pulled me out of the pit. I'm on fire, I'm lit. Living what I see. With a rock crossover,
And my name is Lindsay Corbett, Community Health Worker Director of Supporters of Families with Sickle Cell Disease in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like you, we are weary of this pandemic. Unfortunately, people of color are disproportionately affected by this virus. The COVID-19 vaccine has been shown effective, not in keeping us from getting the virus, but from hospitalizations and death.
So let me ask you, will you roll up your sleeve and get the vaccine? It's the best shot we've got at fighting this virus. Do it for your life, your family, and your community. To find out more information about the COVID-19 and how it's impacting Oklahomans like you and me, and to find out vaccination sites, go to vaxok.org. That is vax, VAX,
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Hey, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Welcome to Black Wall Street Tees and Souvenirs, where you can get the best Black-owned t-shirts, apparel, and souvenirs right here in the heart of Tulsa. For more information, please call 918-523-0608 or shop online with us at bwstshirts.com. And we hope to see you soon.
Hit a slam dunk like man up. Enemy salty, he ran up. It's a foul move. And one. Say E. Man. Jesus out all my life. I'ma shine bright as a light. I don't need diamonds to shine. I just keep God on my mind, dog. Give him my all till I sign off. Watch me clean like pine saw. Hey, I call God, yeah. Jesus, he the reason I be rapping, singing in the hood and trenches. I don't need to mention this. Some time in prison, I got rescued, not arrested. Now I'm living. I be Holy Spirit sipping Bible totes, and I was chosen for this moment. Devil choking home, and you don't believe me. Take a look. A few years ago, I paroled. I was in the basement, just a bed and clothes. Prayer work, I'ma let you know. Now I'm saving souls all around.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Talk Show. All right, on August 17th, $2 Sports Talk Show and also KBOB in the Juice Radio Show. We're going to be at the Spreading Hope Back to School Bash. Make sure y'all show up. This Spreading Hope Back to School Bash is focused on children with unique with unique needs. We're gonna be giving out over 1,000 backpacks. We're gonna be doing 504 IEP classes. We're gonna have characters there. We're gonna have free food. We're gonna have games. We're gonna have um, over 30 plus community agencies is going to be there. You're going to be able to get immunization shots. We're going to have McLean Band is going to be there. We're going to have music. Anything that you can think of, this is going to be a one-stop shop. Come out on August 17th. We've partnered with Langston. Tulsa is going to be right there on Greenwood, right at Langston, Tulsa, at Biz Roberts Park. We blocked off the streets. It's going to be just fun times. Come over there, get free food, get a backpack, enjoy the festivities, get some information. If you need a doctor, you're going to be able to get a doctor there. Whatever you need is going to be at this location on August 17th, starting at 10 o'clock from 10 to 2. KBOB is going to be there. $2 Sports Talk Show going to be there. News You Can Use is going to be there. Supporters of families with sickle cell disease is going to be there. The Juice Radio Show is going to be there. There's so many people that we've partnered with for this event. Make sure that you come out and bring your family on August the 17th. All right, here we go. It is ball time, and it's time to get it going.
Round 4.
Part 4 of preseason football roundup here on the $2 Sports Talk Show, and we have 3 awesome coaches. And I'm going to start right here to my left. We have Coach Josh Blankenship of the Broken Arrow Tigers.
Broken Arrow.
You know what, man?
That's what this is. What's they call it, bro? Broken Arrow.
However you want to call it, BA Tigers, Broken Arrow Tigers. What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. Last year, the season really didn't go the way that you probably wanted it to go. Tell us a little bit about what you planning on doing this year to make it different than last year.
Yeah, I was thinking back to my time here last year when I was trying to explain what we thought we were getting ready to go through. And, you know, you want to be optimistic, but we knew it was going to be a grind. And it was exactly that. It was, you know, there's 2 different perspectives. There's the inside and then there's the outside. The inside, we knew exactly. It was a beautiful thing what we were grinding through. You know, once the season ended, I counted it all up. We had 26 sophomores that started throughout the season and 6 freshmen that started throughout the season, and they're all back. They were very talented kids, but they were babies, and it's been fun watching them grow through the off season.
So now they have a little bit more game time experience.
Yeah, I mean, we got 26 sophomores that feel like they're
ready.
Well, that should be juniors now that feel like they're seniors, and then we've got 6 that played as freshmen that feel like game experienced sophomores. So it's a very exciting thing right now that the inner circle's pretty fired up about.
So what does that do for a program as large as VA have? What does that do for you to understand that, hey, even though we're a big program, I have experience coming in from our younger guys that carry over into the new season that I have?
It's huge. I mean, no matter how talented you are, there's no substitution for game time experience. I mean, there's no substitution for being under the lights in the heat of the moment against very good opponents week in and week out. There's nothing you can do to simulate that. As much as we try as coaches to simulate game experiences in practice and in off season, there's just no substitute for the real thing. And when you've got that many guys that have that, you know, pocketed, you know, banked, it's huge. And, you know, at a big program, you know, we don't get any breaks. We don't get any off years where we get to think we're going to just go build it. It was just the hand we were dealt, and we just powered through it. And hopefully it reaps benefits this year.
Now, Coach Klink, you at Sand Springs, you went from Owasso, I believe, to Sand Springs, and you had a program in Sand Springs where on Friday night everything shuts down, and they come to the ball game. And last year, you all had a pretty successful season. How are you going to improve on this year to make this even more a successful season this year?
Man, I get it. I think the biggest thing that we're going to try to do is just to continue to tell our kids to take the next step. I always tell them that I've been a part of successful football programs, whether it being a coach as well as a football player, and that I know what it looks like, feels like, smells like. And I'm telling these kids, hey, the more that you guys show up and the more work that we're putting in, it's starting to kind of feel, when I was playing in high school and I was coaching at successful programs with Coach Blankenship in Owasso, playing football at Jinx High School. So just trying to encourage them to say, hey, man, we're on the right track. We're getting there. We've gotten close. We just got to get over that hump now.
So your program, are how many seniors you got coming back? How many juniors? Were they young last year, and this year they're more developed? What do you have coming back this year?
We've got a lot of younger guys coming back with some game experience. We've had really good classes. Our junior class to be was really talented, and then our sophomore class to be is really talented. We lost a bunch of seniors up front on our offensive line and some in the back end, but ultimately I think we are going to be more talented this year. It's just like Coach Blankenship said, is trying to get those guys under the lights. You can't substitute that. So what we try to do at Sand Springs is we're going to play top-notch competition early. We're going to scrimmage Deer Creek, we're going to scrimmage Carl Albert, and then we're going to go play Bixby, and we're going to play Owasso. I put it out today that if you're going to be a Sand Springs Sand site, you can't be scared of competition, and it's something we're not scared of.
Okay, Coach Travis, you're down in Muskogee. Now, I remember when Muskogee was powerhouse. I grew up when you had Muskogee and Booker T in championship games on a regular, and now you're not the hunted. You're not the hunter. You're the hunted in 6A2. How do you get that over to your players to understand, hey, what we did last year, that was last year. Now we finna get people's best.
Absolutely. It's an honor in order to be able to fit that role, but it's a different role. And especially around here, it's been a long time since they've been the champion.
Are you muted? I think you muted, Coach.
Am I muted? Let me see what we got here.
Yeah, Coach, I think your computer's muted, Coach.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think Coach is muted.
Muted. You unmuted over there?
Yes. Yeah, I think you're muting on your side, Coach.
He must be on the computer, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's muted. He muted himself.
Okay, while Coach is trying to get unmuted, we're gonna go to Coach Blankenship. So, Coach Blankenship, this year you're looking at you're still in 6A1 and you're starting off tough. What is you don't take no easy roads out.
No.
What is that like? How do you get your players to understand, hey, we got to start from jump and go forward?
I think it's a 1-0 mentality. It doesn't really matter who we're playing. Honestly, we struggle every 2 years with trying to find non-district games. I think being, the biggest high school in Oklahoma, people assume that, you're going to be as elite as your numbers are. And so it's hard to schedule non-district games. So we tend to find the best, even if we're not looking for the best. So we're going to play the defending state champs out of Arkansas, Fayetteville. We're going to play Mustang over on the west side, and we're going to open up with Springdale Harbor. So those are our 3 non-district. And then, 6A1's a beast, no matter who you're playing week in and week out. So it's just a 1-0 mentality. It's not something you've got to – I think our kids are used to the fact that if you don't bring your best every week, anybody can get you and vice versa.
Coach, you dealing with Bigsby. What is that? How do you get that mentality to understand? Hey, we're dealing with a team that's coming in and they've only lost 2 games in the past 5, 6, 7 years. How do you get your players ready to understand we're not coming in defeated. We coming in to defeat this team.
Yeah, just challenging our players. I challenge them as men a lot of times. I'm not a person that likes to be told what I can and can't do. I know our community is not like that. We don't like to back down. We're a community of hardworking people. We got tough kids. They're not scared of anybody. They're not going to back down. And, their head football coach isn't going to do that either. So when Bixby calls me and wants to play, I say, let's go, come on. And it's the same with any other team. So that's kind of our mentality. Just like Coach Blankenship's talking about, man, let's go 1-0 every week. I think the more times that you see certain programs, the more you kind of get a feel for them. And we're just hoping that can pay dividends off when we see them week 1.
Coach, so what was your off-season philosophy this year? Because it usually changes from year to year.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your focus on for your off-season and now for this fall camp coming up?
Off-season, the biggest philosophical thing that we needed to get done that I pitched to our kind of our leadership council, our group, right after the season ended last fall was, for lack of a better phrase, organic ownership, organic leadership. Like it's one thing for the coaches to be speaking and preaching and teaching about all the things that we need to do and the direction we need to go. It's another thing when the players themselves take ownership of it and they start demanding that from one another. I did a lot of study on my own of how do you create that within a group, not just direct it and tell them what it's got to be, but how do you create that within the group so it's really organic and it's player led, not coach fed. So that's been the biggest emphasis. It's been fun to watch it happen too.
Coach,
yo, can you hear me now?
I mean, the same thing with the new law that's passed. We're not allowed to text our players anymore. So we actually have to make our programs more player led. So we for this off season, a lot of programs do this. We have captains choose players, and they're the ones in charge of getting those their team there, and they get a point system of showing up, of competing, all those things. And at the end of the summer, we're gonna award the number 1 team with the most points. I think that's a great way to get, just like Coach is saying, get your players to lead your football program, because there's an old saying that good teams are led by coaches, great teams are led by players, and that's what we're trying to do with the new state law and everything, where we can't contact our players as much anymore and try to hold them accountable when they don't show up. Now we can say, hey man, so-and-so's not here. You need to text your boy right now. So some coaches see it as a negative. We try to spin these things as a positive and say, okay, man, this is a great opportunity now for the players to actually lead this football program, not just the football coaches.
So how has that worked? Since this is the first year you all are doing something like that, how has the players responded with that from the players? Because to me, that's more of going back to a old school mentality,
taking ownership,
where the players made the players more accountable, where it took it out the coach's hands, and the players were more respected. And because it's more like now in this day and time, students don't respect other students or other players. And so for another player to come say, hey, dude, you need to step your game up. You need to be more responsible. And for them to accept that from another player, how are they responding to that?
Yeah, I think it takes time. Everybody's talking about COVID and how we weren't having a lot of contact with people. I mean, it's definitely a process. But it's just, dealing with leadership and football, it's all the same thing. The more things change, the more you have to go old school. When the offensive coaches over here are cheating and doing RPOs and linemen are giving us false reads and now they're throwing the ball, right? Now we can't play all these zone coverages. Now we got to go straight man-to-man sometimes to make it easier on us. So I kind of look at it that way, as when we're doing our leadership, man, we got to go more old school, even though it's more new school and there's more things that we have to deal with. So, we want to hold players accountable. We want the players to hold the players accountable. And so that just makes it easier. It keeps us coaches from getting in trouble from trying to text when we're not supposed to, which is really difficult. Like when a player texts you and says, hey man, this is going on, can you help me with something? and you're not allowed to text back. That's a tough pill to swallow for us coaches, because Josh and I got into this to help people and to help kids. And there's a coach, either his dad or somebody that touched his life, and that's why he's in coaching. That's the same reason I'm in it, and it's kind of taken it out of our hands. But it's also a good thing just to let these players really take ownership of their football team, and then really start communicating again.
Coach,
same. I have all the same. I could echo the same stuff Coach Klink said. The thing that comes to my mind is similar to what he said. It's time. It's consistency over time. The build never ends. And so if we're really trying to create and build a program that these kids want to be a part of, then they've got to do what's required to be a part of it. And it's not okay to miss a summer workout because you're sleeping in. It's not okay to be late. But it's got to be the players that are the ones that are going and knocking on the door to get so-and-so out of bed. It's got to be the players that are making that guy that's late do the up downs or whatever's required for being late. When that starts happening, and that takes time, but at our place, we're starting to see that, which is really, really refreshing and encouraging to see. The sky's the limit when the players are owning it.
Now, what do you see? Do you see more of your younger players stepping up, or do you see more of your older players stepping up?
A mixture of both. Mainly the guys that have been out there in the heat of the battle. Not that you can't have leaders that haven't been in that situation, but those guys have kind of earned the right to speak. At least in the eyes of their peers, they respect, a guy that's been in the battle. They respect his opinion on how to do things a little bit more than maybe some new guy that just showed up and hadn't been in the heat. So yeah.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can get Coach Travis back in and see if he's got it. Coach Travis, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me this time? Still can't? Boy, I don't know what our problem is here. Still can't hear me?
Coach Hill doesn't know this, but I do a really good impersonation of him. If we want to do that real quick.
Okay, Coach Travis, I'm gonna have you call in on the phone, and we're gonna have you call in from the phone and still on video. We're gonna make this a lot easier. So we're gonna have you call in. Okay, so same thing with you, Coach Bobby. Same question from that I asked Coach Blankenship.
What was the question? I can't remember. CTE's kicking in. Safeties used to come down and hit people. I couldn't cover anybody, so I hit people. So what was the question?
I don't forgot the question myself.
Everybody, come on, man.
Go ahead, y'all.
Okay, Broken Arrow, biggest high school, always in the running, is being a juggernaut. How do you take control of 6A1?
Well, that's the secret, isn't it? Right. So if I figure that out, I'm gonna start selling it instead of just telling it on the radio. No, it's time and consistency. It's creating a culture, hiring the right people, guys like Coach Klink said, that are in this for the right reasons to make an impact on young people. Obviously quality coaching in addition to that. And then when you put all those ingredients together, you surround the kids with great people, and you're consistent in what you're doing, you start to see it build. And then eventually you match that up with some special talent, and then you have good fortune, guys stay healthy. Then, I think that's part of the secret recipe right there.
All right. I think we got Coach. I think we got Coach on here. Can you hear me, Coach?
I sure can. How you guys doing, man?
We're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. All right, Coach. We finally got you on here. I think we cooking with gas now.
I got you. I'm glad, because Bobby was getting ready to give that impression. I needed to beat him to the punch on that.
Yeah, I don't know if he can do that. All right. First, let's go back to the question we started. Coming back, being the hunted instead of the hunter. What what do you preach to your team this year? Because now you're the hunted, not instead of the hunter.
Yeah, first of all, it's a little bit of an honor because we are the guys with the target on our backs. So we've been preaching all summer about not being laid back, trying to put the pressure on the other team instead of vice versa, letting them use the pressure of us being champions on us. So been very encouraging summer. Watch the kids respond and direct themselves in a very, very positive way.
So how have they responded by coming back? Understand this is a new season. Last year was last year, but this is a new season. How have they responded during spring ball? Has the enthusiasm and the fight and the joy and have you seen a difference in their attitudes during spring ball and summer ball?
Yeah, it's kind of very similar to what you just listened to Coach Klink and Coach Blankenship talk about. It's a growth process, and one of the best things when you start winning, it becomes conducive, and not only on your game nights, but practices, in the school, in the community, and expectations grow.
So this year, what are you bringing back this year? Are you young? Are you bringing back more juniors, or how many seniors did you lose this year?
We got 3 starters on offense back and 3 on defense. Wow. But here's what's nice about it. One of those starters' name is Jamarian Ficklin. That's our quarterback. So that gives us a chance right there. We feel like we got – it's funny to listen to Coach Blankenship and Coach Klink talk about underneath the light, because that's the only thing we lack. We feel like we're very, very talented. We got a lot of great football players that we're going to put on the field, but there are some unproven commodities. So we look forward, and they talked about non-district. We play Booker T, then turn around and play Rogers, Arkansas, Bentonville West. So just like they've scheduled tough non-district opponents, so have we. And to try to give us the opportunity to be successful early and learn and be ready to compete for district play.
Now, to all the coaches, what is the most important part of position that y'all need? Is it in the trenches? Is it your special teams? Is it secondary? Is it the pretty boys, the receivers, the running backs, the quarterbacks, the pretty boys? What is that most important area that if you had it and was 100% working, that you'll be unstoppable? Start with you, Coach Blankenship.
Man, I want it all. Can I have it all? I think I got to go with an overall show-stopping defense. If I've got a defense that can get stops, get turnovers, I feel like we're always going to have a chance. That close tie would be what Coach Hill says he has. He's got a QB, a proven dangerous QB that is always going to give you a chance no matter what else is around him. If you got a big old line and some weapons around that guy, then it's even more fun. But if you got a trigger man, you got a shot. If you got a defense, you got a shot.
Coach Quinn?
Yeah, I agree. And just to speak on Coach Hill's quarterback, that guy's unbelievable. In my opinion, he was the best player in the state. Saw it up close. They don't win without that guy. He is unbelievable. And congratulations to him on signing with, I think, G.J. Kinney down at Texas State. So that's an awesome deal.
Correct.
Playmakers, those guys that you can throw out to a bubble and they make you look good. You can do different things defensively to try to, maybe double cover a guy, take him away. But when you get a ball, like a guy, and you just give him the ball in space and he makes you look good, and it's that guy we go, hey, stop coaching that guy so much. Let that guy do his thing. Man, that makes you look good. And when that guy is doing well, especially on offense, he makes everybody around him play good, right? If that guy, when he has the ball in his hand, that offensive line knows, man, if I can just block this guy for a minute, this thing's out the gate. And it can be the same thing on defense. Just a playmaker who's back there, just, knowing that when you got a guy back there who's going to make plays for you, you play a lot more confident. So those guys that just make plays for you, make you look good, especially at the high school level, I think that's the biggest thing.
Coach Hill?
Yeah, your skill kid be your first on the draft board. But right after that, I'm going all line play. And I just think it's so important to be able to control the line of scrimmage. And, so hard to find at any level. I mean, we're talking, you guys, Drone and Yo, we're talking about University of Oklahoma going to the SEC. And their concentration has been on their D-line all line to try to compete at a high level.
You know, you all are the first three coaches that we've had that did not, first thing they come at the mouth was
O-line.
trenches.
Yeah, O-line.
You all are the first ones. What position you play, Coach Blankenship?
I was a QB.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a DB.
Coach Hill?
Safety, DB.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
All skill teams.
I see. But most everybody said the trenches, but I agree. I think the trenches, to me, the trenches is where it's at. I believe if you have a line on defense and on offense that's top notch and willing to compete, I think you can beat anybody. Cause if I can open holes and if I can go rush that quarterback and stop the run game, I can beat anybody. I can teach somebody to run the ball. Hey, I go wishbone all day long.
But Coach does have a point. When you got that guy that you give him the ball in space and he can make a man miss and he can take it to the house like that changes your whole demeanor of your football team.
Wishbone, baby. Wishbone, baby.
Bro, when you got that guy and you go, hey, bro, you go do you, and he go do him, and he make a play, it's hard to stop that, bro.
Listen, it's definitely different. When I was a player in college, I got to play against Adrian Peterson. Man, you could feel when that dude would put his foot into the ground. It just felt different. It's a lot different than some of the other tailbacks I got to play against. You know, when you see it and feel it, it's different.
My son met Adrian Peterson and he shook his hand. He said it was like touching granite. He said it was like touching granite. He's like, that's how hard his handshake was.
See,
bro, that's a different animal, bro.
See,
that's a different animal.
Those people just get fist bumps too, dog. I don't need my hand broke. So coaches, this year you going into a new season. Who is that one player, or what position do we need to look out for on each of your teams? Start with you, Coach Blankenship.
Well, you kind of segued into it. I think our offensive line is got a chance to be. They have a chance to be elite. They all have played. They've all gone from being 6'5", 6'6", 215, and starting against 6A opponents, weighing 215, to now they're 6'5", 6'6", 270, 280. So I think that's the group probably to watch. We've got a lot of guys that are going to make a splash. I think our quarterback, Jeremiah Satimba. I think we've got some two-way skill players. Tayshawn Jones-Wade, a running back, Octavian Roberson. I could go on and on and on. But I think, to your point just a few seconds ago, I think the offensive line is going to set the tone for what we're going to do.
6'5", 270, Coach?
That's our average across the board right now.
What you feed them boys?
Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and honey. Coach Quink.
Our O-line, we're looking for them to come out a little bit more. Now that our guys are 6'1", 220 and 6 foot, 215. No, I think for the first time, not that we haven't had really good football players. I mean, anything we talked about Sand Springs is the first thing you go was, those are tough football players. I think what you're going to see this year is that, we've got a little juice now. We've got some younger guys on the outside, and Tristan Birmingham, who transferred in, a guy named Dom Forbes, who's going to, and both those guys are going to be sophomores. We look for them to make, be big players for us. A guy by our tailback, Ollie McCoy. He's a return starter who split carries with our tailbacks last year. I think we have a chance to be a little bit more explosive this year, which, we've had really good football players. We just haven't had dynamic guys. And we're looking forward. I know our offensive coordinator is looking forward to that. And then defensively, we're just going to play solid football, try to keep people in front of us.
Coach Hill?
Muskogee, you start off with Jamarian Ficklin, our quarterback, referred to as Bird. Dynamic player, and very, very fortunate to coach him. Started since he's a freshman. So that's where it starts over at Muskogee. But again, we're loaded with skilled kids. Andre Beasley, I think, is talented and physical as a skilled kid, slot receiver, corner. EJ James is out as one of our wide receivers. And Jamie Beasley, cousin of Andre, another talented wide receiver type. You add in our kid with P.J. Wallace, tailback, going along with Latavian Johnson, returning starter at tailback. Our skill kids are excellent. So offensively, we're very dynamic. We graduated. We're like Coach Klink. We graduated 5 seniors on the offensive line last year.
Wow.
But I'm not too sure our offensive line's not better this year. We're fortunate we don't go 6'6" across the board, but you start mentioning Miguel Chavez, 6'5", 300, several D1 offers, committed to UNLV at this point in time. So dynamic offense. Defensively, really like what we got. We're so young on the defensive line, but man, long and talented. So as coaches were talking earlier, just unproven commodities right now. They have not played on a lot on Friday night. And then our linebacker core is pretty much all back, and so we feel very good about it.
Now, Coach, what does that do for your program to have your quarterback that started from a freshman, now he's a senior? What does that do for your program?
Well, I kind of say the same thing the other coaches, but Coach Klink, Coach Blank said, it's so fun to watch these kids grow up. So to see this young man come in as a freshman and progress to where he's at, people don't realize how good of a leader he is in the community, not just on the football field, and just the way he carries himself. So it's a huge luxury, Droney. I couldn't speak enough about it.
Now, how much community service? Because I know that's part of a lot of schools. I know Union do a lot of community service. I know Jinx does a lot of community service. Is that something that you all make priority for your program? Is doing community service throughout the year, different times throughout the year? Because when they go to college, when they go to the pros, if they make it to the pros, community service is part of what they do. Is that something that you all do throughout your programs?
Absolutely. I think it's critical for, if we're really in this for developing men, service is something that has to be taught. It has to be learned. And so we've got some of our favorites that we do every year. We send a group out to my uncle's Project 61 summer camp. We do Feed My Starving Children, a food packing event, every spring. That's probably my favorite one because you can take a huge group, nearly your entire team, and then you get a count after the whatever it is, 2 hours, 3 hours of what you're doing to see how many meals you packed, how many kids you fed for a year. And then I'll be honest with you, the most difficult thing is actually telling people no, because you get hit up so often having a big football team. They want you to come do so many things, and honestly trying to limits the bad word, but control how much time we're spending when they already spend and commit so much time throughout the year round. But it's definitely a critical part of what we do.
Yeah, the same thing. I mean, last year, Sand Springs got hit with a storm where there were 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and there were tree limbs and everywhere. The high school was all jacked up, and so for a week we quit. Doing our summer pride program. We would just meet at 7:00 on our normal times, and we would go around the community cleaning up limbs. Our booster club did a great job of reaching out for people who were in need, and we just had our kids get in a pickup truck, told them where to go, and they helped and cleaned up I would say a fair amount of limbs in our community. And our community's always needed stuff like that, and to be a Sandite and be a member of Sand Springs, football team. That's what it's about. We love our community, and we're always willing to reach out and help our guys.
Coach Hill?
Yeah, we mentioned a couple of the Azalea Festival cleanup, a flower mound bike ride, are just a few of several community services that we do here in Muskogee. Always involved in all the one-horse town and the big parade downtown during Christmas. It's really fun to watch these kids get involved and how much they're supported by the community, especially when we've been successful, and see them grow up and help the communities. It's a lot of fun.
Now, one question I do have, this year, the transfer portal was implemented. As a coach, because it's affected all coaches, what about the transfer portal do you think that might need to be changed, or would you consider changing? Any coach can answer that.
Then I guess I breached the topic on transfers. In terms of changing anything, I don't think there's anything that needs to be changed. I know the OSSAA or adjusted. As for now, I think it's okay with the way it is, where you're getting an opportunity. You can transfer when you're going to the 9th grade to start your clock, and then you get another transfer as well. It's America, right? If you want to go somewhere else and you have that opportunity and you feel it's better for you, I'm all for that. I think as a coaching staff and as head coaches, what it did for me is it caused me to look inward when we lost one of our best football players who transferred to my alma mater, Jinx. Appreciate it, Jinx. It's okay. What made that program more enticing than what we were doing right now, having been a part of both football programs? And it's okay when you have elite talent and guys like that. Are you showcasing them enough? Are you trying to get them out there enough? Are you doing enough things for your football players? Are you raising enough money? Are you doing all these things? I think ultimately it's going to make the experience of high school football that much better for everybody.
I agree with Bobby. You get the opportunity. The old saying is, you either be the big dog on the porch or get off the porch. And it's going to make you evaluate your own program and what you do and how you go about your business. I wouldn't have any complaints either about how they're going about it. I have one, I think would be one change. I think the transfer portal ought to take place anytime through the school year with the rules predicted right now. But it needs to end at the end of May. And my reason for saying that is because it's really hard to adjust a football team after July 15th. So outside of that way you know what you have all summer long. It's not changing there, whether it's good or bad, whatever it may be. You get a chance to go to work.
Okay.
I don't know what I'd change. It's I agree with Coach Hill. I think if you could, I'd probably bump it back even earlier. Like if you could go into spring practice and know who you have and carry that all the way through the summer. The constant, the weird thing about the window that July 1 through July 15 is we're all on vacation. It's dead week. So you're kind of hoping you don't come back from vacation with your kids and find out some bad news, or maybe you're anxious to see what the good news is when you get back. I don't know. It's a weird time window for them to do it, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't think I've ever proposed any legislation that's gone through. And so I don't think that's going to start now. So, I mean, we just, as coaches, we just kind of take what we're told are the rules and we, adjust and adapt.
Now I asked other coaches that came on about the NIL. Eventually it's going to come to high school. Have you all started preparing in any way, shape, form, or fashion your programs for NIL? Having a accountability officer? Have you all started doing anything, getting ready? Because I think within the next year, 2 years, NIL is going to be here.
It's already here. Yeah.
Have you all started preparing for it or doing anything?
I think I'll let those guys speak it's been a lot of education on our end as soon as we knew it was a possibility, mainly the pitfalls, preventing your kids from getting in the trouble that they could get in to jeopardize, their amateur status. And, and then on a personal level, it's a lot like recruiting, how much involvement does the family want from the coach? My fear is you know, you're going to get slapped with a tax bill all of a sudden that you didn't know was coming. You know, there's a lot of things that they might not be aware of. And if the families want to utilize us, then we're here for it. And then any connections we have to try and facilitate those things, we want to be a part of that too.
No, I agree with that. I mean, you know, it's all about education and finding out what's going on, because honestly, nobody knows what's going on with NIL at the high school level. I think the biggest thing that we've had that's been close was there was a young man at Bixby who was huge on TikTok. I don't have TikTok, so I don't know what the heck that is. But, you know, he was making a lot of money. And so the biggest conversation was, you know, can this guy profit off of this if he's wearing his, you know, his jersey and all these things? And, you know, nobody really had a square answer on this. I think the biggest thing that, you know, that always worries me is that, you know, NIL started out as it, you know, it's a good thing, right? Because when you were a college football player and, you know, maybe your parents weren't well off enough to give you some money to spend on your own, you know, it was an opportunity for a young man to, you know, maybe get some money from another local business or anything like that. What's happened is, you know, anytime there's an opportunity, the adults get involved, right? And when the adults get involved, that's when things kind of get weird. And that's where the collectives came from. And so now it's like, oh, we're going to have high school collectives where, you know, like a bigger program from an environment that's much more well off. They're going to start collectives and start paying high school players to come to them, or they're going to start trying to pay these guys so they go to, you know, a different university. So I don't know what's fixing to go down, what's fixing to happen, but, you know, would definitely like to stay ahead of it, and anything that we can do for the players to help them navigate this landscape as well, we're all for it.
Yeah, it's been a big educational process, and we're kind of fortunate. We have a young lady that a student that's very, very involved over at the NIL program at Oklahoma State University, and a young man's involved at the University of Arkansas in their NIL program. So both those student athletes, former Muskogee student athletes, have come back, and we've sit down and involved in meetings with our coaching staff and with our kids. And so the process is started. We're actually going to do a podcast with our kids this year and start experimenting with it a little bit. And it's kind of like Bobby said, I mean, can they wear their uniform? Well, no, you know, they're not. They can't be represented by Muskogee in any way. You can't use any Muskogee facility. So there's a lot of intangibles there that before you start that process, it's got to be educated.
Wow.
All right, Coach. We know that y'all have wants and needs, so we're gonna deal with wants. What is the number one want on your wish list for your program?
You got one?
I'll start off. We won a championship. Last time I checked, you got to earn that stuff. So, no, we have any wants over here would just be stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. I'll echo that. I'd like to go one season where we stay healthy. Yeah.
No injuries. No really starter that gets hurt. That
absolutely. Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. I mean, stay healthy, and then just like what Coach Hill said, a championship. You know, that's what everybody wants. I mean, we haven't won a state championship in Sand Springs since 1966. I think it'd be a huge deal for our community. So if it's we want that. So that's what we're working towards.
Well, coaches, I have one thing to say. We appreciate y'all. We know y'all do a lot that's not in your job description, as far as feeding boys, taking care of boys, helping them with their daily in and out things that come up in their lives. Most of y'all are probably some sort of mentor or father figure in some type of way to most of y'all boys. So we just want to give you flowers and tell y'all thank you for what you do for the community and for them boys, because all them boys look up to y'all, and they come and they shed their blood, sweat, and tears to put their uniform on. So we know there's something behind that, and it's you guys.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for promoting our sport.
Thank you much.
No doubt.
And we want to thank y'all for coming on the show. Hey, thank y'all for being part of part 4. We got one more part left. That's next week. And we'll be ending our 2024 preseason football roundup. We want to thank you all for coming on. We appreciate it. Good luck this year. Hey, hope y'all have an excellent awesome season this year. When y'all match
$2
up,
will be around.
you know, you all play each other this year, Sand Springs and Muskogee. Hey, do it. Do it. That's all I can say.
We'll try. For sure.
So have good luck this year. Thank you all for coming on the sports show. We appreciate it. All right, everybody. Want to thank y'all for listening to the $2 Sports Talk Show. Make sure y'all come back next week. We're doing final part 5 of the high school preseason football roundup. We will have Nathan Hale, football coach, Coach Urban, will be on next week here on the $2 Sports Talk Show, part 5. And then we'll be talking ball, because all the training camps will be going to start next week, and we will have Hall of Fame game next week on August 1st. So y'all know we'll be breaking down each division starting next week. We'll be breaking down the NFL, each division, and y'all know we go in, and then we'll also be breaking down our honeydew list, so you can get your honeydews out the way because the season starts. So we'll be telling y'all what y'all need to do to get your honeydew
public
list
service
out the way.
announcement.
Doing our $2 public service announcement to all the people to get your honeydew list out the way. You bark at us,
we bark back.
Run.
A long time we stayed together, been through the roughest weather, you and I. We never had to borrow, and baby, only we know why.
I'm so glad I saved my love for you, and I did what I had to do. I invested my heart so free for what you gave me.
Sound insecurity, my love.
Take that to the bank.
My interest is strong. I got a love you can count on, baby love.
Take that to the bank.
Let's believe I shopped around, good insurance you have found me.
Don't you worry.
No one can steal my heart. Our contract can be torn apart that easily.
'Cause we build a strong love, babe, on investments of equal share. Two hearts that beat as one. Just look what love has done.
Money in the socket, just like money in my pocket, baby love.
Take that to the bank.